Hey y'all, welcome to Sandy's Library. I'm Sandy, and in this video we're bringing you another spiritual chat because I want to talk to y'all about parallel universes, the Mandela Effect, and simulation theory. And I just want to say, I realize there are tons of people out there who derogate the Mandela Effect, but that's because it's never happened to them. But it's something that's fascinated me ever since I first heard of the concept back in 2013, and mainly because I could identify with it. See, for me, remembering Nelson Mandela dying in prison back in the 1980s is as clear in my memories as my 21st birthday. Y'all, it was all over the news. His death, not my birthday. But I remember watching parts of his funeral on TV. And I know a lot of people are going to say that I'm simply misremembering events. And if that helps you sleep at night, you go ahead and think that. You go ahead and think to yourself that I don't know the difference between dying in prison and being released from prison. If it makes you feel better, you go ahead and think it. And if you're one of the naysayers, what are you doing here anyway? I should probably go ahead and click off now because I'm going to talk about way more than just Nelson Mandela in this video. But anyway, imagine my surprise in 2013 when I saw the news flash across my feed on Facebook. And y'all, I am not disputing that Mandela died in 2013 in this universe. Hey, in this universe, he got far better shape than the one where I come from. Because remember, over there, he died in prison way back in the 80s. There are several things that I've noticed since 2013 that let me know clearly, y'all, I am not from this universe. I belong somewhere else. Somewhere where the Berenstain Bears frolic the covers of kids' books, not the Berenstain Bears. I belong in a world where there's a polar ice cap at the North Pole. Hell, on y'all's puny little Earth, there ain't even enough room up there to put it. And I theorize that's how come South America is so far off to the right now. Because this Earth is smaller than the one I come from. And to be clear, I was taught that the Earth was located in the Sagittarius arm of the Milky Way. Yeah, that's what I was taught in both high school and college. The Sagittarius arm. And if you think it's located in the Sagittarius arm, you are experiencing the Mandela Effect too. But anyway, in addition to these things, there is also this whole Grand Central Station thing. Did y'all know it's not called that? Look, I lived in the city for a while, a really, really, really long time ago, back in the 1970s. And y'all, I have walked numerous times up those steps into Grand Central Station. And that's what it said on the building, Grand Central Station. So, imagine my surprise when I learned that here in this universe, it's been called Grand Central Terminal since 1913. And it was Grand Central Depot before that. Don't believe me? Look it up. Go ahead, go to their website, get from the horse's mouth. And remember, that's GrandCentralTerminal.com. And look, I told y'all, I am not schizophrenic. I do not see people or things that aren't there, and I never have. But I was born a writer, and by nature we are very observant creatures. We don't miss a beat. Hey, you can ask any of my old school friends. I'll admit that I do miss beats now, though. But based on my neuropsychological testing, I'm not misremembering anything. I am simply forgetting some things. And it's true, I've forgotten some fairly significant people from my adult life. But y'all, I have not, as of yet, made up new shit to take the place of the old shit that I've forgotten. And you know, when you bring the parallel universe concept into the mix, by the way of the multiverse theory, then things start to get, in the words of my generation, real trippy. And yeah, that about sums it up for me. Things have been real trippy for a while now. Either some of us are slipping in and out of parallel universes thanks to CERN. And you may ask, why are only some of us slipping in and out of these universes? Why not all of us? Well, that's pretty complicated. But the simplified answer is that it's got to do with your vibration and how high or low your frequency is. So, we're either slipping in and out of parallel universes, or we're living a simulation. And the patches that we've been getting these last few years have had these minute changes that are not upgrading into humans whose vibrations are at inadequate frequencies to accept the upgrades. I mean, if we're not part of a material universe, like the law of one says, but rather part of a thought, then why in the hell couldn't we be in a simulation? Hey, I asked my guides a long time ago why all this weird shit's been happening to me. And they said it's because I'm in touch with my higher self now. And because of this, I have no desire to be put back to sleep again. For lack of a better way to say it, I have awakened to the truth. And now there is no going back. So, for me, we're not part of a material universe. We're part of the original thought. I don't know about anybody else, but I can definitely equate that to a software program. The difference, y'all, is the source doesn't need a computer to run its thought programs. It's ethereal. The source simply thinks it, and it is. And look, y'all, the source is infinite. So it can run as many damn thought programs as it wants to, and it can do it all simultaneously too. I mean, when you let that sink in, there is just no end to the possibilities here. There is no cap on what source is capable of. And y'all, when I say source, I do mean God. Not the God of the Bible. No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the infinite creator. And you know, I've often wondered if those minute changes might not be a product of maybe somebody not paying enough attention to all of the tedious little details that were set down in the original version, or if it's all by grand design. And my guides tell me the answer is grand design. They say that those who notice it are ready for the shift into fourth density, and those who do not notice it but still give those of us who do the benefit of the doubt, then they're ready too. Although their shift may not be as elevated, for lack of a better word, as the ones who do notice. But they are shifting too. And my guides say that they'll begin to see the light very soon. They are not concerned. That said, sadly, there are those who will never notice. At least not in this lifetime. But even worse than that, they will deny, and call you crazy, or worse yet, forgetful. Needless to say, these folks like it here in the third density. And it's a good thing too, because they're going to be here a while. And that's fine. Only you know how quickly or slowly you want to travel down your own personal path toward enlightenment. And for those who want to travel it at a snail's pace, you'll be happy to know that I'm actually not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who are ready to wake up. You naysayers can take your time. It's up to each individual soul how quickly or slowly you want to reunite with the source. We all may be connected in the spirit world. We are, after all, individual yet full and complete pieces of the source. And each of us must travel down the individual path of our own choosing, because that's our job. That's why the source created us in the first place. So we can go out and find ourselves and then bring that knowledge back to the source. And y'all, the source does not care how we do that, so long as we do it. There isn't a good versus bad way to do it either. There are two ways to travel down the path. You can go in service to others or by service to self. And look, y'all, traveling down the service to others path does not require you to turn yourself into a doormat just so somebody else can feel better about themselves. That is not what they meant, y'all. And you know, even though there are only two ways to travel down the path, successfully anyway, and yeah, neither way is wrong. There is no right or wrong here, y'all. There are only choices. And y'all, neither is an option too. Now granted, you are never going to find yourself if you choose neither path. But that's for you to figure out. You are the boss of you, period. Okay, so I got off the subject a little bit here, but I do believe that in light of all that I've said today, I feel like there's common thread between the Mandela Effect, parallel universes, and simulation theory because of the one original thought, which I believe is like a massive software program, only it's ethereal. And remember, I'm trying to find words to explain what I've been shown because really there are no words to explain it. But this is the closest that I can come to making you guys understand. And hopefully I'm not too confusing. But anyway, so we have this massive software program where we're being copied and pasted, for lack of a better term, into different files. You couple that with the idea that we're constantly receiving upgrades from the Akasha, and it can be easy for the original code to pick up outdated code from the one original thought. I mean, how do you think some folks remain so content to stay in the dark? But it's okay how slowly you want to travel down your path. It has no bearing on my journey down my own path. What I can't figure out, though, is why some folks are so bothered by my own journey. Like me believing in reincarnations and that aliens created the human race. That has no actual bearing on your personal journey. And I know, but some of y'all are awful worried about me over it. If you think I'm going to hell, don't worry, I'm already there. You just worry about your own hell. As for me, I'm going to continue down my path the way I want to go. So, in my next spiritual chat, I'm going to tell y'all what my guides told me about how souls are created. So stay tuned. Later, Gators.